Hello everybody, this is toysareruss, and for this third-party figure showcase and review, we're going to be looking at Newage Legendary Heroes. This is their number 70, unbelievably already. This is Oddball, which as you can tell is a take on a Generation 1 minibot, Warpath. So we will of course have a quick look at how he compares to him in both of his modes. Now we already do know that they've already done a green version and a blue one, to be honest. We're also going to have a quick look at him, how much smaller he is than the Kingdom version of Warpath. And of course we'll have a quick look at the packaging, because it's really quite nice, and everything that came with him, which wasn't too much, to be honest. Before we get started, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please. And also to thank Shozy, because that's where this came from, and there's a direct link to this particular figure in the description if you want one for yourself. Once again, the packaging is a bit of a rip-off to Transformers Generation 1. We've got the grid around there, and as I say, he's called Oddball because Newage aren't licensed by Hasbro or Takara to make this figure. There we've got some product images on the side and a lovely image on the back as well. Again, because he's not licensed by them, he comes in a plastic casing like so. They're not trying to reduce any sort of plastic there, and he's also got a blast effect which fits onto the turret like he says, like so, but very tight fit, and it does in fact fit like that. So let's go down, and funny enough, what you have to do a lot of the time with these figures is zoom in because they are that small. I suppose to give you an idea, well, funny enough, there you go. Let's bring in Generation 1 Warpath, which is probably about the same size. This one's a little bit more chunkier, but it's smaller in length than you can see there than the Generation 1. And if you don't know anything about Generation 1, or you're not too sure, that is a core class Sound Blaster figure. It's about the same size and dimensions as that, to be honest. Right, let's get this out of the way and let's make sure I keep him on show. So the tank and turret that is very stiff, but I've just took it out of the box. It will go all the way around. Will it lift up as well? The turret will, which is great, and I also think, yes, it will. The turret will expand as well. The blast effect is interesting. It does fit in there. It perhaps would look a bit better that way because it would look like it was blowing up out of there, but it doesn't. It does fit in that way. It just does take a little bit of force to push in. Of course, none of the treads go around, and again, funnily enough, a bit like the Generation 1. Oh no, I'm getting mixed up, much like the Kingdom one rather. There's not, you can just see the bit of legs under there, but otherwise everything is all covered up. Nice bit of molding detail. It does look pretty good, to be honest. Here he is next to Newage's take on Optimus Prime, which is called David. And is he going to fit in now when I lift up? There you go. So yeah, the mini bots that these Newage companies have bought, Newage the company is bringing out now, are absolutely tiny. They're not as small as Dr. Wu. That's still the smallest. The blockies, which of course is slightly different because they don't transform, so they're not as small as that, but they're a bit bigger than the vintage Micromasters. So that should hopefully give you an idea of, I suppose, sort of scale and size. I've got a G2 Beachcomber as well, actually. It's about the same size as that. Nice looking figure, but believe you me, and you'll see what I mean as soon as I get him in robot mode. It is totally all about the robot mode. So let's get him in there and let's have a look at him. So we're back and he's in his robot mode. Apologies, no transformation process in this video. That's because I will be uploading it separately because there's quite a bit going on with this little guy. Now at the moment I've got it zoomed in just to have a quick look at him, then I'm gonna have to pan out just so we can see what he looks like compared to any other figures. Let's bring him closer for you. You've got the, of course, very recognizable head sculpt of your Warpath figure. One thing that does intrigue me, and I do wonder if they'll do it because Newage tend to go quite deep cut with figures, is the fact that there was a bearded version of Warpath that was released early on. At the moment they've got the green one, they've got a blue one. I wonder if they'll go deep cut and give us a bearded version. Who knows? The other interesting thing as well, remember guys, is the Generation 1 was longer in length when it was in tank mode, whereas in robot mode, as you can see, the Newage one is much taller. They're very good at doing that. You know, I think is it called size displacement, things like that, where everything sort of folds out, and they are very good at doing that. But again, look, this is what 40 years worth of engineering goes. This one's only got movements like that in the arms and pretty much nothing else. This one, you're going to be blown away if you don't know anything about these little figures. So the head, we've already seen the detail, but it will go all the way around. It will look up and down. The shoulders will come all the way out to the side, both of them. They will also go, I've got to be careful with this, they will go all the way around. The reason why I've got to be careful is because this hinge will also move back in there as well, but that is for transformation. But it goes all the way around unhindered, completely unrestricted, bicep swivel, bicep flexion, wrist rotation, wrist swivel. I wonder if you can take them off. Yes, you can, but there's no other spare fists, but I suppose that means you can swap hands around with other Newage figures. Genuine ab crunch, guys, that's right, genuine ab crunch in a mini bot figure. Insane. Waist swivel like this all the way around, legs will kick all the way. These are very stiff, it's a brand new toy, but they will kick all the way up. Yep, that'll get to the point of vertical, and it should, because the hip skirt moves with it. Yep, you can see all that. It should, because it's moving in that part there. Yes, near enough, not all the way back, but then you can still go thigh cut, knee bend, ankle tilt, rock, toe tap. All this moves as well as the tracks. So super articulated, crazy articulated for its size. You can move this up and down as well, which I'm sure you've seen, and of course you can extend it, and again, if you wanted to, you can attach the blast effect to him as well. So super articulate, crazy in fact. For I think this is probably their most articulate out of all the ones I've reviewed, including like Huffer and all of them. I've got Gears and Swerve on the way, so it'll be interesting to see what they're like as well. Let's bring David in quickly again, but it is, of course, it's Optimus Prime. There you go. Let's now pan out, because I'm gonna get some other figures. Oh, you can see I need to paint the ledge that I've completely destroyed doing these videos. Right, there is their Newage David. We've already seen, but I'm going to bring him next to him anyway. There is G1 Warpath. Just again, I suppose for size comparison, there's a blocky. Now, it'd be interesting to see a blocky's Warpath, actually. That would be great. Let's move him out of the way. He is going to be smaller than a core class, isn't he? Yes, he is smaller than core class Starscream. He is going to be way smaller than Kingdom Warpath, which again you can see there. Let's bring these along, and again, he's got more articulation than this guy and less panels, if I think I'm being completely honest about that. He looks really good. I can't deny the fact he does look really good. Another quick Micromaster scale. You can see how they're going up. There's not much more to say about him. As I say, he is a mini bot. They have managed to do a very good job with him. I can bring in a few other figures again for some size comparisons, different companies as well. So let's bring in an Iron Factory, much smaller than them. Great little figure, guys, and to be honest, one of the ones I've got a bit of a soft spot for, because I had the original Warpath as a kid, and this guy is a great update of him. Very good indeed. As I say, keep your eyes out for the transformation process, which will be separately uploaded, but in the meantime, let me know what you think of him, and take care.